Yes, today we have a very interesting session on entertainment. What do we all need in life is entertainment, entertainment, and entertainment. So today's industry track is on entertainment, and we have a very special people with us in the panel and also the moderator. We have celebrities with us, the celebrity producer, directors, owners, CEO, founders of the companies, and a very special founder director who is our moderator, Mr. Suresh Menon. He's an actor in the Indian film industry for last 27 years. He started off working with IDM, subsequently accumulated sales and finance experience in various companies like Compton Greaves. Also Times of India. Then he joined the world of the film industry, 1993. His hobbies are cricket, listening to music, and learning about mythology. So we will get to know more about Mr. Suresh Menon in this session. Mr. Suresh Menon, good evening and you're welcome.
Good evening, and thank you so much for those lovely and kind words. Yeah, it's wonderful to be here, and I hope everyone who's watching us and listening into all of us, I hope we can give us little bit of I won't say gyan or advice, a little bit of happiness that they can follow in their coming days.
Thank you, sir. Let me take the honor and privilege of introducing other panelists too. From industry professionals, we have Mr. Chaitanya KM, film director, documentary maker, and theatre person. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Deepika.
Welcome, sir. Institution profession, we have Kumar Kannan, CEO, founder, Image Groups. Welcome, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon to everyone.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to everyone. Yeah.
Look forward to, sir. At youth professional, we have Ms. Harita Thambal, Bharatnatyam artist, course coordinator with Lasya College of Fine Arts. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Youth student, we have Mr. Vivek Vinod, media student from Neo Film School, Kochi. So welcome to all of you all.
Thank you.
Have a great session. Suresh ji, all yours.
Well, hello, youth. Firstly, youth is a hi, everyone. All of you, a big hello to you. And let me tell you something. Firstly, the word youth, I feel it goes very well with Chaitanya also and with Mr. Kumar also, because I think we are all youth. Youth stays in our mind. You know, we make this division. We human beings are never tired of dividing each and every part of us, you know, into religion, caste, creed, sex, and now youth is the latest thing that has come in. So I believe that everybody is young. Everybody should stay young. If you're not young enough in your head, then you're not going to discover newer things. So it's very important for any age group, any gender, anyone to be young at heart. So for me, everybody is potentially youth. And having said that, we should ask Chaitanya and Mr. Kumar about what is happening over here. And we know in these days, trying times, I must say, as we were discussing earlier, maybe Zombieland may happen in real life. And believe me, I am prepared. I've learned where to hit the zombie and all that stuff. So I'm very good at that. So I'm equipped. But any questions that all of you all want to discuss over in this forum and see where the world of entertainment is going, you know? Chaitanya, I'll just ask you one question. So as a director, you know, you're the captain of the ship, literally. What do you feel are the toughest parts of shooting that you're going to face? I especially feel budgetary wise, will the budgets of each and every project now increase simultaneously because all the precautionary measures that have to be taken?
Actually, I have started producing a series for television, and all my films are, you know, right now in course. We need to figure out how this is going to pan out in the end. But in television, I'll tell you what is happening is that some of the channels have cut the budgets of the serials because they feel that they're not able to earn as much back from the audience. And we have a whole list of do's and don'ts, one of which is that we have to shoot with smaller and leaner crews. So earlier, a television serial would be shot with, say, 60 or 70 people. Now we shoot with 25 people. But an interesting thing is that, you know, I was shooting a film called Aake, which was done entirely in, most of it was in London, almost 70% of the film, with a British crew. And there I saw that with a very small crew, we were able to manage so much work. But every time we were shooting in India, we were used to having these paraphernalia, 4 assistants, 2 assistants to every actor. And when you're abroad, you don't need any of those, and you're just as efficient. So that is one learning that I'm seeing, that what we wanted to implement, would never have been possible thanks to COVID. Now we are able to spruce down the team, get lesser number of people, and work more efficiently. But of course, it's a very sad situation out there right now, because a lot of people have lost jobs. When we say we cut down crews, or when we cut down teams, it also means so many people are losing jobs. And in a country like India, that means a lot. For instance, in Canada itself, around 25 television serials have been closed down. If
Whoa.
each serial was feeding, say, 50 families, imagine 25 to 50 families not having a way forward in these tough times. That's what's happened. And yes, we don't know when the theaters are going to open, and when the theaters open, will people come to the theaters just like they used to before COVID? Will it be profitable to show films in theaters? And there's a lot of interesting work that's happening in the online space, in the OTT space. A lot more players are entering in regional spaces. In Canada itself, there are about 15 OTT platforms that are set to launch.
Wow.
And you don't have censorship, and you don't have too many rules in the OTT space, which means that you can also be a lot more creative
Right.
in the OTT space. So I'm looking to see how all this is going to turn out at the end of it.
So Chaitanya, I'm just putting it out there. So I'm already going to write to you and say that I'll send you my CV and say an audio tape also. I'll audition for you.
I know about you, Suresh. But let us see.
Kumar sir, what do you feel? How is the industry going to face this, especially image, which you are a CEO and founder of? What all things do you foresee is going to happen in the next few months, I would say, or maybe even a year for that matter?
See, what we are doing currently with the student, we are giving offline, online training out to everybody now.
Yeah.
Because, in a couple of months, every student is now taking care of online stuff, where they learn everything through the online. Where the most of the students will have, the computers also at, their home. And the difficult part is actually, it is suddenly everything has happened. The students are not prepared sometimes. Sometimes students are prepared. Now I think, the, status quo is actually for the next 2 months, at least for 2 months, it is going to be, only on the online, classes. Once this, I think, going to go, maybe I think, after, virus, something is come down, everything has happened. Maybe I think, the normalcy will come, come actually, because, this is sometimes, it's very heartening for any kids today, especially at team groups actually, where they generally wanted to roam around. See, creative education is as such. It is not, where sit at home and learn actually. It is, they have to enjoy. They have to passionately go out and see things, learn everything like that. But now I think it is a very sad part. This is only 100 years once it will happen like this. Okay, but we have to go through. But next 2 months, I think, everything will, come to, stand, maybe I think it will open up properly. Maybe I think the students will come back to the college, start, learning, on their own, maybe.
Vivek, you want to ask something?
No. Just continue. I'll ask in between.
Harita, any thoughts on this? Harita is now in the most, I feel that her profession, as I was discussing this, I feel it's a very tough job. I always say that we have, as performers, I'm sure Chaitanya would agree, that we have got stand-up to do, we do, plays on stage and all. But when it comes to fine arts, it's a different ball game altogether. Sometimes it's difficult for fine art performers, Bharatanatyam performers, Kathak performers, to sell tickets for their show. Today, you see how stand-up guys are able to easily sell tickets for their show. And they say, boss, come and, but things are changing. So how is it affecting you, Harita?
Actually, as a dancer, I'm missing my platforms, stages and all. Really missing. And today we are performing in social media only, in these platforms, social platforms. And what to say, as a dancer, it's time for me to practice or choreograph things, and we can read a lot. This time we can utilize by reading and finding ideas or scripting it. So we'll hope for a good days, no? Those days we can perform all these. So I'm using these days for that only, because online teaching and all is very difficult, especially for dance. Music
Right.
is okay, but dance we cannot do that.
Right.
It's very difficult. One who trained, okay, we can just show steps and make them understand, but one doesn't have any basics and all. It's very difficult to teach them.
But
So-
do you see, like I was giving an example yesterday, like, fine art performers, especially, there are very few of them who translated their performances onto the big screen, on the celluloid. Like Sudha Chandran is a classic example of a dancer turned actress. I mean, so that worked out very well for her. But there must be, I'm sure, a lot of aspirational, students who come to you, and they also training, because see, having Bharatanatyam as a background for dancing, choreography in Hindi films, for example, or Indian films, I must say, becomes very easy for that person to follow the steps or something like that. So, do people come to you with a fixed idea, Bharatanatyam, cultural art form, traditional art form, we are going to pursue this and become an expert in this, or we are come here to pursue this also? To when we are following a career in films or something, we are trying to learn this art form also and make use of it later on in the career.
Actually, recently I choreographed one dance for a movie, Malayalam movie only, Vrittam. They're coming up like this. They're asking, okay, what you can do something new for this film or whatever they are asking. But still, okay, dance has lots of phases. Like it is done as part of ritual or for entertainment, and also, yeah, film is also part of entertainment. For that, also we are choreographing. And moreover, it's like language only. We are communicating with audience, right? So it's like we can give many social themes, and now this Corona season, we can. I have seen loads of performances of dancers who came up with this Corona theme. Same thing we are dancing, and even me myself also. I also tried one. So we can use dance for giving awareness.
Correct.
And like dance we can use in all dimension. We can use dance in all dimension. I felt like, because dance was made for that only. If we go for myth story and all, we can we'll know in Natyashastra and all, they said like dance was created for that. Like I will go to story if you ask about this. May I? It's myth. Okay. It is said like once our this Asian continent was set as Jambudvip. People of this world were in goaded by greed, jealous, cupidity, everything. Like uncivilized people were there, and was inhabited by Damans, Yakshas, Nagas, like Corona today.
Correct.
So in such spirit, ruler, king of the Jambudvip, Indra, went to the scientist of that time, that is Brahma. So he asked, why not create something? No, people are locked, right? So something for entertainment. He was saying like Kridaniyagam Ichchami. Give it to a toy which makes us which gives supreme bliss or entertainment, which gives aesthetic experience, everything for eyes, ears, mind, everything. So like that only this art was created. It is said like that. So today also we are using for same purpose only. We are logged dancers. I'm sure that all the dancers will be dancing from home, and one who doesn't know this dance, they'll be hearing music. There, now people this what stress or everything will go just because of this art only, no? So
Absolutely.
it's like medicine, all-time medicine.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a wonderful insight, and also a lot of mythology in it. Right now, we're also waiting for somebody to come and defeat all these asuras of coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
So now let me ask Vivek, who has been very quiet and he has been listening into us, and he's, I think, the youngest in this whole group after me. Yeah, Vivek.
Oh. No, I used to miss all those discussions that we have after the class. We used to shoot small videos during every weekend, but now it's not possible. My cinematographer is 100 kilometers far away from me. My editor is 50 kilometers far away from me. So we are not able to shoot something. That's a major thing that we miss.
So I'll take this question to Kumar now. Mr. Kumar, tell me something. We spoke about education and online education that children are doing now. Let me tell you that I've been a part of that process right from day one since online started. So my second boy is in sixth standard, and today if I give sixth standard exam again, I will become first in class, I think. So that much of studies happening over there. But
Right, right.
it is quite comprehensive, to impart education when we know that lot of issues are there. Wi-Fi may just fall in sometimes, they may lag.
Yeah, yeah,
But is it going to be the new norm? Like, for example, there was a talk in between, like, for example, you can just apply to Harvard from India, not having to go there, and you can just get Harvard education sitting at home online from Harvard itself. Is that going to be the norm of future of education?
No, I don't think so. See, this is actually a short-term, problem. Like, we are all undergoing a short-term problem because, we are all, confined to, one issue now. If this is actually, if continues for 3 more months, we'll all actually, become, restless. Okay, so student as, I think, they have to, it's not only like, sitting and learning. That's what I keep telling you. Now we are talking for a half an hour or 1 hour. Maybe is that possible? We can talk for 4 hours or 3 hours without, okay, going out, meeting people. See, the creative education as such, it is not meant for, only through the computer. Okay, it is an experience. It is a learning experience where you have to learn through every process, basically. Like, if you want to go out, shoot, as you mentioned, he has to go out in the shoot in the video, where if you want to come and do the post-production, he has to use the equipment to do. How, see, Stanford can teach for, MBA. How the Stanford can teach for, creative education. The creative education is a lot more, I think, because, it is not, Q&A questions and answers, like, where, see, it is, once somebody want to create something on creation, where they have to involve with a lot of people, discuss with a lot of people. Maybe, there was, a discussion in the forum. Somebody was saying, we'll have a coffee together, have a cup of coffee at 4 o'clock. See, we are going to have a coffee meeting. I said, okay, we can have a coffee meeting. But if you wanted to show something to them, your clarity is not going to be there. If I want to show the, good work, actually, even, the artistical work, creative work, but I don't think it's a good quality, we can see how we can correct that good quality work. So all actually fundamentals are actually, lies only, offline education system, especially in the creative side. I understand, there is an education system can, mix and match, blended education can happen through, maybe MBA or XYZ. Of course, there are a lot of kids actually, even my small daughter, actually, second daughter, I think can learn very fast on, some of the portions. But she's got a lot of interest to only draw on that particular area. But if asked her to do something else, but she need equipment. She need see, the college is not actually only like, online, where you can see the face, one professor and learn. Okay, if that is the case, I don't think so, where, then what is going to be the, universities, places, or what about the shooting places, as he rightly mentioned. So how many students are going to go along with that? See, the creative part, I think you know very well, at any cinema, it is not one person's job. It is actually so many people involved. The 500, 600 people work for, coming out one movie. Okay, so this is what, even especially the visual effects and animation movies, it's much more, I think. Thousands of people have to work end of the day. Then learn one area through one video conferencing or something. Some portion can be covered. It is not all the portion can be covered. So students have to come actually learn from the best education institution, choose the best education institution, where they have to understand the DNA of education institution. Then they have to join. It is only a short-term problem. It is short-term problem. It is not going to continue forever because we are already out. We are already started moving out. Maybe 3 months back, we are all much scared. Now I'm sitting in the office and working now. Okay, in Chennai. Okay, so we have a team. Of course, only 30 or 40% people are coming, but it is no institution started that we are teaching only online. But the students can learn actually. But if they want to really experience, they have to come. I think they have to come, peer with the people, talk to the people. Then only they know what is right and wrong. Okay,
Yes.
so this is only a temporary, phenomena where the education system is going to go 100% online and all that. I don't believe
Oh,
in this
on the
actually.
second thought, Mr. Kumar, I thought also if it goes online, especially where foreign education is concerned, a lot of Indian parents may save a lot of money on travel, stay, boarding, lodging. It'd be good for the hearts of future in future for parents. They're too expensive.
Yeah,
They're sending a kid abroad to
yeah,
study.
yeah,
I honestly feel India has got enough that we can do everything here only. That's why we are on skill enablers. You can able any skill in our country. So I'll take
see,
one more. Yes, sir. You're saying?
no, no, what you're saying is 100% right. See, the saving money is basically like, we won't get experience. Okay, education is just not, only the academic and books. Okay,
Right.
experience. See, what your experience in your, the college campus or university campus, but that experience won't get it in, learning from the online. Okay, see, if you travel to, okay, forget about, we don't want to go abroad. Okay, if we talk about India, okay, we talk about India where somebody is, ex, Cochin or, is coming to Chennai or is going to Bangalore to learn something. Okay, so what all you learn actually? The people, the society, so many, and competition, everything is there, but everything is available online. But I don't think so that exposure is going to be, see, after I believe if this pandemic is allowed to student to go out, no student will stay at home actually now. No student, no teen students can see them actually in the home. They all go out, enjoy, go to the cinema theater.
Yeah, my mom used to say, oh, finally I can see my son sitting at home.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's all.
Yeah, yeah. So I think my student is with me now. I think
I think
yeah.
Suresh's line has a problem.
So everyone should. We all hope, fingers crossed, that things open up very soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I back?
Yeah.
So yeah. So the one question I wanted to ask Chaitanya is this very interesting fact that during Mr. Kumar's conversation was that I noted he mentioned animation. So there was a thought in my mind, one of my scripts. I thought in today's time, maybe I should convert the whole script and think animation. So we go and everything is studio-based work, editors, working from home or wherever, and it can be done. It can be done. Will suppose in that big bad world of Corona, this thing really goes on for a long time. I guess we'll all have to have animated version of ourselves put out somewhere, and have technology like beam us from one place to the other, where our holograms are actually working, and we are just moving with a lot of wires around us, and we are just moving our hands, and we are talking, but our hologram is doing the actual work. Maybe that could happen in future. What do you feel? Even acting wise, especially, I think animation holograms that are going to be the future of entertainment anyways very soon.
I think what you're saying has happened already. If you've seen,
see.
big politicians are addressing political rallies using their holograms, right? That's already happened.
Oh my God. Damn
we
it
have,
now. No, nobody can throw tomatoes.
it'll go through the hologram. So, but even in cinema, for a long time, because I teach in various places, I give lectures in various film schools and all. I've been saying that we should now start getting used to VFX being part of our filmmaking process already. Not because of COVID, much before this. A lot of regular scenes, what we call as regular scenes in India, two people walking and talking on a footpath, will be shot against a green screen in Hollywood,
Right.
and
Right.
they will put the entire street later on in post production, cutting down so many variables.
Yeah.
Even in the future, if two people have to be, if we need a scene where it's happening in a bustling office, we can no longer go into a bustling office and shoot. So it makes more sense to shoot the two of them on a desk with a green screen behind them and put the office later on. Because that
Right.
way you avoid actors coming in contact with crowds and avoid spread of disease is one. Another thing, it makes much more sense to shoot that way. It's easier for the actors. They can
Right.
concentrate on each other's lines. And if
Yeah.
they're good actors, they'll behave like, they're actually sitting in a bustling place. So
Correct.
these are things that would have anyway happened in cinema. But
Right.
going back to what Harita was saying and what you were discussing earlier, there's a very interesting thing that we are doing now in Rangashankara. For the last 3 months in Rangashankara, we have not been able to do plays. Rangashankara is a theatre space in Bangalore. It's a
Yeah.
very important theatre hub in Bangalore. But for the last 3 months, we have not been able to do plays. On July 6th, MS Satyu, one of the big theatre icons of India, theatre and cinema, turned 90 years old. And we decided that we will stage a play that he directed 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, called Itinina Amrita, which he had made as Tumari Amrita with Shabana Azmi.
Yeah.
He has made it as Itinina Amrita in Kannada.
Wow.
And we thought we will live stream it from Rangashankara for the first time, because we have never done a live stream from Rangashankara. And the way we are doing it is that MS Satyu is sitting at his house through a Skype call with me in Rangashankara. I am the streaming director, and he is going to give me instructions, and the actors are going to be in Rangashankara on the stage. We'll be shooting it with 3 cameras and we'll be streaming it live. People are going to buy tickets and watch it across the world. So these are the innovative things that we are
Yeah.
now trying, and I'm sure in Bharatanatyam also something like that will have to be done at some point, because as it is, one thing that we have to understand is that whenever you do theater or Bharatanatyam, or these art forms, the audience that actually comes to a theater to watch has always been less, even in the beginning. But
Right.
now it is possible to actually reach a wide audience, ticket paying audience, and use this technology to our advantage. I think that is what we should start looking at going forward.
Yeah. But I did 2 or 3 shows in this lockdown period through Zoom calls and all this stuff with various clients. What I realized that I'm missing is, after I cracked a joke, I was waiting for the audience to react, and there's nobody. So then
Absolutely. That's the
I
real-
I felt so lost in the first show that I did online that I was thinking, damn it, how do I get this out of my head? There's
you don't
nobody.
get the reaction, then you don't
Yeah.
have anything to go forward with.
Yeah, you will
Yes.
not be able to get the reaction.
So then,
Suddenly.
then I decided the best way to get used to that fact that you're not going to get reaction when you're doing Zoom calls is start cracking your stand-up jokes to your wife. The wife will never laugh. So, so that's what I do, and I've become an expert now. Harita, you would like to ask something to Mr. Kumar and Mr. Chaitanya?
Actually, I have no idea what to say in this condition. Okay, anyway, I will also try something like this theater works or something, as sir said, Chaitanya sir said. We'll see what will be. We are hoping for something good only, So maybe after this, we will find good ways, and maybe beautiful productions are going to come. Sure that my friends all are like backup. They are choreographing and recording everything, and they're ready to do it. Waiting to unlock this condition.
Yeah. I too miss theaters because performing on stage is such a wonderful thing. I started doing English plays in Mumbai with my friend Hormus Kambata, but it's been really fantastic, to get on stage and to perform over there and get a reaction from the live audience. I think nothing in the world is a better feeling than to see all of them stand up in the end and give you a standing applause, standing ovation.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing that can happen to any performer. Vivek, I can see you
Yeah.
again. Are you slacking off over there? I just thought you were sleeping with your eyes open.
No.
No? I can take this liberty and talk to you like I'm a principal right now. But yes, son, do you want to ask something to us?
Okay, let me ask one thing. How the industries will be able to overcome the lows that they are facing right now? Because like if you look to Malayalam, there are many big budget films that is yet to be released before this COVID, like Marakkar, One, Malik, etc. So that same as in Tamil, I will have Master, Surai Potter. So how the technicians and the production company will be able to overcome the lows afterwards, the audience will be coming to theater, because they will not be having any idea regarding how the audience reaction or something will be.
But to answer your question, firstly, Mumbai's theaters are opening on 5th of August. We'll know what happens exactly at that time with the people to actually go to watch movies. And I'm missing the samosa and popcorn for sure. But I'll take this question to Chaitanya. And Chaitanya, what's your point of view? Like, this is a great question that we discussed that before also, that a lot of people are suffering losses because of this thing. Producers, especially because the cost of production definitely gone out. Things are earlier, it used to be lying in the cans. A lot of films, but good films never lay in the cans. Good films always came out. But
Yeah.
even then, certain films didn't come out just simply because there were no distributors or no backers. So now this is a different situation where everybody's sailing the same boat. And well, as you said, I think it's Priyadarshan's film that you mentioned. Yeah. So, what do you feel, Chaitanya? How are people going to manage to cut down on the losses? Because there was a scale when distribution, when films were bought earlier, there used to be an X amount. Today, OTT platforms are buying, but are they buying at lesser cost than what they would have normally bought it off a distributor or bought it off? Or that is the whole gameplay over here. So, are they taking a hit, or they're making a profit when they're selling to OTT?
I'm seeing a couple of very interesting developments happening. One is Vivek said, that there are a lot of films that are in the pipeline, which are waiting for theaters to release, because they cannot just recover cost purely on what the OTT gives them. They'll have to have other revenue streams. When that doesn't happen, then they'll have to sell it for the best price they get from the OTT. That also has happened. A lot of big budget films have decided not to come to the theaters at all. They've gone directly onto the OTT platforms. That has done two things. One is that earlier you could bargain with an OTT to get a better deal. Now the OTTs know that there are so many films to choose from, and they are being a little tight-fisted, and they know
Yeah,
the
they
ball is
take the situation for granted.
yeah. So they can get a very big superstars film for much lesser. So a newcomer who has done a content-based film with new actors almost gets no deal, right? So that is what is going to happen in the short term. In the USA, for instance, there are three companies, major companies that run all the film theaters. Three big companies. They manage all the film theaters. And what was the biggest competition for a film theater so far? The OTT platform. But now, right now, I've heard that one of these film companies is being bought over by Amazon, which actually created the OTT platform.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So all these are very interesting. Now, how will Amazon do it? Because Amazon has its own OTT, and why does it need theaters? What will it do? They will obviously have some game plan in
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
mind. So they'll probably make sure that the theaters run well. They will not let the films come on their OTT.
Yeah.
And once it does its and exhausts its entire run in the theater, only then you'll find it in the OTT platform. And then what will something like Geo do once they get their 5G platform, which they've already promised that they're going to give you first day first show on their platform.
Yeah.
Then how is it going to disrupt the entire Inoxes and the PVRs and Cinepolises of the world? How are they going to handle this kind of a first day first show release on online?
Yeah.
So these are all interesting things to observe. But one thing I can already see happening is that at least in cinema, I hope what is going to happen is that it is going to push the focus onto content rather than other things, more than a star system, more than just mere hyping up of a product. I
Yeah.
think now the focus will come on good content driven projects where you don't have to depend on big names. You just need good performance. You need a very strong story, and you can be able to do it in a small budget. And
Right.
you don't have to worry about distributors not making your theaters available for you anymore. You can straight away go to the audience through
Audience,
different routes. So that is one good thing that I see happening from it. And of course, you will always have these superstar films. I don't think that will ever stop. You'll always have the Bahubalis. You'll always have the Shah Rukh and Akshay Kumar stars. They'll have their audience. But this audience for content-driven cinema hopefully should grow, I feel, with this.
Yeah. That. Mr. Kumar, you wanted to step in over here?
Yeah, see, I can speak much larger on this side, especially how the cinema is going to be the future. Okay, now if you see cinema about about 20 years back, we were actually like, enjoying, the studio phonic, audio systems. Okay, now what happened after that, there is a Dolby, like, a surround sound, sound is, Cinemax, all this stuff. What I feel personally, maybe in a couple of years later, maybe I think, maybe I have 5-6 years later, if you want to kill Amazon, or if you want to kill, the Netflix or OTT, if you want to make the people to live, okay, for example, the theaters need to, revamp themselves, need to go to the 4D or 7D technology. Okay, now currently there are 7D and 4D technologies are available in the world. There are about 270 theaters across the globe available. Now it is not expensive. It is like, maybe I think, 15, 20 years back, if you go back and see, the old theater now renovated, the people started going to the theater. Okay, not only enjoying, of course, it's very important. I think popcorn is given, the bigger popcorn is given. Actually, all these things are there. But if you see the technology, the rule is going to be like, if you're going to give something more than, what is there in the, if you see like, every time, there's an experiment will happen, 3D something will be in the 3D class, okay, where you won't get that kind of experience in, in OTT. All this actually will, sometimes, will change, it's only a time frame. Okay, so theaters want to start looking at, how I can, make and build actually, best, see, this is not going to be controlled by one person. We should not control. See, entertainment should not be controlled on corporatized, first of all. Okay, so if it is going to the corporate world, okay, what happened to the people actually who make the small level theaters owners? What will happen? Because the people actually working in a theater, what will happen to them? We have to see as a fundamental. So we have to give the life. What is the life we can give? As a technologist, as an educationist, what I am telling to my students, by the way, think on the area where we can do a better cinema theaters. Okay, maybe I think 4D or 7D, some kind of, people, the production people also started looking at making a movie in a different sense. Not can it go to only the OTT channels. See, OTT can be optional. It's like a television. It should go only a extra mode. Because we need to create a life for a people. See, very important here. It is not just, entertainment. There are so many people, live because of that entertainment. So we should not disturb the livelihood of people, giving to the something where one guy comes, control the whole world. So which I hate actually. See, if you go to the channels are going to be like, suppose you go to the cinema channels. Now it is going to the cinema first, then go to the channels, then go to the OTT. I'm for it. Okay, so if it is going directly to the OTT, what happened to the guys actually who's working in the cinema halls? Well, what will happen to the life? So we are killing people actually. So I am not for it. So I advise all our students, the community who's working in a cinema, who's working in animation, who's working for the gaming, all these people have to think in a platform where we can do better cinema for better theaters. Okay, so this is what I can advise for the filmmakers, youth filmmakers. So they have to reinvent the technology side, or how I can make better. See, it's the one side actually they have to make a revenue, but other side we have to see like there's so many livelihoods are killed. Okay, see 3 months of lockdown or 4 months of lockdown, how many people are suffering? How many people are suffering? Is that is going to continue? Is that going to be our model? I don't think so. This should be our model. Okay, so our model should actually we need to create a model. See, we are going to the theaters for nearby Cochin or nearby Madras, Chennai. We wanted to give the opportunity for the theater owners, or XYZ, but not only a theater owners I'm talking about. We should see actually so many employees actually getting lost a job. Okay, that is very, very important point, because we are actually trying to say something new to the world, and we are killing a lot of livelihoods in the world. So that is very, my sense is actually that theaters are very, very important. It's one is entertainment. Okay, it is a bit expensive now because we cannot say nothing will come for cheap. It is available for even 60 rupees ticket. It's a 2,000 rupees ticket available for all class people. The tickets are available, so they can enjoy. But my advice to students, think something wanted to release to the theater, and also for the OTT platform. If you work on an OTT platform, of course, actually, like, you get a life. I know for sure, I think, better life. But we also have to see, like, how we can make other livelihoods, very strong and, happen for them also.
No, I completely agree with you. I've always said theaters, going to a theater should be an experience. So
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
they are coming to that. 8D sound has already come out, so it would be a
Yeah.
fancy, really fascinating to see all these things coming into play very soon. Uh, Coming back to Harita, by the initial question, that somebody's asked a question to us also, saying that a lot of dancers, especially, they were not able to sell the tickets. There was never a houseful audience for them. So, what are the changes that's going to come across now? See, it's already we are going through a difficult time. So, fine arts is going to, how is it going to reinvent itself? Like a lot of people, like they've matched singing and stand up together. They've matched playing a musical instrument and doing stand up together. uh, Fine art performer, especially because it holds a lot of ground and value, because it's mythological, it's traditional, it's cultural. So I'm yet to come across somebody who's a pure dancer and who says that let's do comedy with my dance. Never. They will slap me. So I tried to tell somebody, you play the mridangam, I'll make the same sound with my mouth. He looked at me and he just did this. So that is so basically everybody in the art form, for fine art form especially, will they have to reinvent? Will they have to really open out something of themselves and see how they can attract audiences to watch them live also? Once everything opens up here in a normal world, people are moving out, people are coming to theaters to watch. So what do you think? You would advise youngsters who are doing this, doing live performances. What do you think you should want to tell them?
Okay. Actually, dance is a treasure, like Bharatanatyam, it's a treasure of our land. Something it already had renaissance also. Like it had a dark ages in its path. It was just for, like Srinkara, Pache Srinkara, we call like vulgar Srinkaras. Only for that once dance was used. With I'm keeping apart. I'm talking to things how dance came to this form. I'm talking about that. Later it was like for ritual. I said like Devadasis were performing this dance. There also had like anti-act movement came and dance were banned. And today what we see is something because we cannot we can handle. I'm very sure that dance will stay for long. It won't lose any purity or anything of dance, because even if anti-act movement came later, legendary like Rukmini Devi Arundale and E. Krishna, your lawyer, they all worked a lot to bring the dance back. And now it's facing another problem now. This corona season itself, it's another problem of dance. I'm sure that it will stay like this for long. I'm very sure about it, because one who learn dance, no one who go into it, they'll then only they will know what is dance. Or else they'll say, oh, just for entertainment, 2 3 steps we can learn it, it's health, good for health. Not like that. There is a lot. If we go into it only, we'll understand what is dance. A
So
dancer should know like mathematics, everything.
Harita, that's what. So, I completely know from where you're coming from. You can see the passion in that profession that you have. But for example, what I want to ask you is, supposing there's a Bharatanatyam performance happening. So, within the traditional art form only, do you see a Bharatanatyam and Kathakali doing a Jugalbandi? Bharatanatyam and a Kathak doing Jugalbandi to get more people attuned to it. Because today's youngsters, I'm sure Vivek may know Bharatanatyam and Kathakali and all these things, because see, South Indians read a lot. So, so for today's youth will not have any clue. Like in Mumbai, I can tell you that some people, when I mention old actors whose voices I can imitate very well, like Ashok Kumar, they'll say who, you know. So, is there a disconnect between today's youth and what they want to actually understand? So, what it's on us, it's on our generation to give them in everything in a new package. So how do you see that happening, giving a traditional art form, fine arts, Bharatanatyam in a new packaging, and make it up so well that people actually, oh, wow, this is like watching a Broadway maybe. So what do you think about that?
That's what today everything changed, right? Today if we sing Like once it was like praising Krishna, and same thing if you do on stage today. Uh, I don't know. That's what happened to classical art forms. I feel so because no much audience, like people are not watching these things. Only we get a few audience, but they'll be coming just to see this. Okay.
Correct.
Anyway, like Kathakali, it's like stylized art form. They are using more. It's very one who doesn't know anything about it. It's very difficult for them to understand. But Bharatnatyam is something different. In that itself, there is like two styles of acting: Lokadharmi and Natyadharmi. We go for Lokadharmi, it's more understanding. If we call someone, come on, it is understanding. But if we go for stylized acting, people are not understanding also. So if they are understanding only, they will sit and watch this 2 hours performance. That's there. Or as if we are not understanding anything, it's difficult, no? So yes, we have to learn the basics as it is. And today in the circumstances, we have to use it accordingly. But I won't say that we have mixed like Jugalbandi or Western with classical. Yes, it is for entertainment, but it should not go like that. I'm not interested in that. But Bharatnatyam should be as Bharatnatyam. We should perform Bharatnatyam as Bharatnatyam. But we can take 2-3 themes, maybe like social relevant themes or anything. Because my Amma is my role model. She did PhD, doctorate in Bharatnatyam only. What she do is she take like this politic wars, everything happening, even caste problems, everything. She used dance as her voice.
Right.
Okay. So we can use dance in that way, like movie, everything. We are conveying something. No? We have to convey some moral thing. In that's what I said. No, why we first I said about mythical story. Same thing in that also. It is said that we have to convey some moral message also, or is just entertainment means. For just entertainment, we cannot mix or we cannot make it mix masala with all
Okay.
art forms and all.
Harita is a strict teacher. I can see that. And next time I'm going to interview your students. Okay, Vivek, if you were to expect, for example, I'm just giving this as an example. Let's do some role playing over here. So Vivek, you are approaching Chaitanya to direct, and you say that, sir, I got an idea. How would you approach an veteran filmmaker, director, and go to him with a script that you have? What sort of stories would you like your the youth, your friend circle to watch in today's time? So if you had something to give him and go to him and pitch something, what would you pitch and how would you pitch? I'll give you exactly 1 minute.
Oh, it's a difficult question. I used to write feel good stories right now because during this lockdown period, I've completed around 4 to 5 scripts for short films and yet to complete one more for a feature.
No, you have to convince Chaitanya now that your story is good. I'm giving you 1 minute. So just give me a small synopsis where you can convince Chaitanya. You never know. You may actually get a call saying, "Hey, why don't you come with the script to me?"
Okay.
Think about it. Your time starts now.
Okay. Hi, ma'am. Myself, Vivek.
You lost it over there. You called Chaitanya, ma'am.
So she's a director now.
Oh, she or he.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
1 second. Okay. Reset the shot. Action. Start again.
Okay. Hi, sir. Myself, Vivek. I'm here to pitch a script in front of you. Okay. The story is based on a lady who is from a remote village from Idukki. She's very fond of acting and her desire is to become an actress. The title that I've given to this script is Palayile Kareena Kapoor, which means Kareena Kapoor from Pala. So the story starts from a remote village in Idukki, and also she is very fond of acting and her desire is to become an actress. But once she achieves her dream, that once she gets succeeded or successful in her dream, she started rethinking that she used to remember all those good things when she was in her childhood. So she wants to recollect and she wants to go back to those times, that she wants to she gets irritated with all this superstardom, all this what so called script. Every time when she used to have she gets what
Frustrated.
uh, uh, she wants to get out
Disillusion.
of this superstardom. She wants to go back to her life.
Idiki.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
once she achieves her dream, okay, her desire all gone. Desire is gone.
Your time
Okay,
is also
why
gone.
should I?
Vivek, your time is also gone.
Okay.
The different script. Chaitanya, we both will discuss this later. There is a possibility over here, maybe.
Actually, Vivek, I advise, I mean, it's a nice story. I would suggest that you should watch this film called Main Madhuri Dixit Banna Chahti Hu, which is
Right.
made by two Malayalam friends of mine who are in Bollywood now. Bill Matthew and Sanujan Varghese is the guy who shot it.
Okay.
It has a
Oh,
similar story.
my good friends too.
Yeah, both of
Anu.
them are very good friends of mine as well.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay, one question coming to Mr. Kumar. Do your students have internship opportunities in live projects or companies, especially during the current situation? This is a question from the audience who's watching us.
See, as our institution work on, our own project, by the way. Okay, every student, the pitch for a new project, like what Mr. The student pitched here, same thing actually, the student pitch and try to create on their own. I know they try to work for the industry. In the industry mentor will come to our college, where they can, instruct student where, what kind of, project, the industry is looking for. So internship is not 90% we work on. Actually, we work on it internally. We'll try to create a project which is linked to the university or linked to the university as well as the industry. So the most students who passed out from our college, where they get a placement because of the industry mentorship is there for every student. Say, for example, if a student is working on a filmmaking on visual effects. Okay, so we make the film based on the visual effects, where the visual effects actually the mentorship will happen through some industry people will come every week, every month. Sometimes they come and supervise a student and give the input to them, because previously we used to handle this the internship. Now the expensive of the equipment in the industry, where the industry people is not willing to accept the internship now, but all our students do the project on par with the industry. So there's no need of, where the students have to go and find, something for work experience. Everything happen in our college.
Okay. Next question to Chaitanya. How youth can crowdsource, like for when Vivek wants to make a film, how can he crowdsource skills, funding, etc. for a new movie production? What are your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you something that we are all doing. For a long time, Kannada filmmakers, directors have been talking about coming together and making content-driven cinema. Thanks to COVID and this lockdown, we all got on Zoom calls with each other, and now we created something called as Filmmakers United Club, which has filmmakers like Girish Kasaroli, P. Sheshadri. It was initiated by Pawan Kumar, who made his first film, Lucia, second film, Lucia, as a crowd-funded film. He made it in 50 lakhs, and all of it was crowd-funded. So Pawan came up with this idea, and now there are 40 filmmakers, including Lijo from Malayalam, who's also part of our organization. And the idea is that we are trying to see how we can use the OTT platform and the theater space and everything to tell the audience. There are two objectives that our club has. One is that we have to support content-driven cinema. The second is to engage with the audience. When we say we are going to make content-driven cinema, we also need to prepare our audience to appreciate content, to understand how the filmmaking process happens. And so we have got a lot of roundtables, and we have got interactions between filmmakers and audience and stuff. The idea is that if we can first itself tell the audience, suppose you want to like you had the story that you just told us, right, about this woman who wants to become a superstar and then she loses. Suppose there is a mechanism where you can put a brief of this idea to the audience and say, this is how much I want to have it, to make it done.
Right.
And if there is an app which says, here's the filmmaker and here's his experience and this is the story he has and this much he wants to raise. And suppose people can start putting in money, and when it hits that point, you have the money to make a film. Now, how do we accentuate that process. Now, it should not be that you put an idea and it takes 5 years for that money to come. Now, how do we make it happen quickly? These are some of the things that we are all thinking of. The thing is that for a long time, directors have mostly been creators. They write a subject and they work on the creative side, but we leave the marketing and the distribution and everything else to other people. But I think in the future, going forward, directors should become salesmen. They should also become distributors. They should start thinking of the economics of this business, because somebody who's putting money also wants his investment back. Now, if you learn how to bring that money, then you'll know how to, you'll be more serious about getting your story done and getting your money back.
Right. Okay, so one question, Mr. Kumar, talking to the theater experience. Do you think that the drive-in theater culture is going to come back soon? Because I think worldwide, Dubai especially started it off. I think it was one of the first places that opened the theater with a drive-in theater, so that people started experiencing theater. So I'm still, I would still feel very cheated if I don't get the same sound that I get in the cinemas of nowadays. But
See, the technologies are improving now, because even about 25 years back in Chennai, we had the drive-in theater still also is available. But the sound quality is not good, but they have to update themselves actually. But today technology is actually where it got a lot more to say on the the cinema side. The driving theater is going to be definitely a successful model. It is going to be like futuristic model also, and because the experience are different, and it is there in Chennai. I don't know whether you visited Chennai, where the drive-in theater is called actually a Prathana. It is there, from away from Chennai. It is there. We are almost 20 years we enjoy actually, like we go there with the family, where it is a beautiful experience, and it's going to be there actually. See, the new things are going to be like, that's what I'm saying. No, the new experience have to come up to make the people think this is not good, this is bad. Okay.
Strong words, strong words. Yes, we agree with you. And theater watching, I think as a filmmaker, Chaitanya would want people to go to theaters to watch his films. As an actor, I want people to come to theaters to watch me. Because large screen is large screen. There's no taking away from that. There's absolutely.
That's right.
We got exactly 3 more minutes. So Harita, I'll give you 30 seconds, like Arnab would say. 30 seconds, please. We have come to the end of the arguments. Please, Harita, what would you do to attract audiences in numbers to theaters where dance performances are being held? 30 seconds.
I will take more thematic, so it will be more understanding than going to. So if they are if they can understand it, I hope more people will come to watch it. So I will go for it. That's it.
Okay, Vivek, you're the youth. We are all working for you only, by the way. So don't look so smug. We are trying to please you all the time. So what are your expectations from us? Please tell us quickly. 30 seconds.
That everything will come to an end. So I hope that we will meet directly. So I'll proceed a script in front of you so that you will be leading the role.
Okay, lovely. So, but what do you feel? What sort of films you would want to see? Dark films, love stories, or
feel good.
Feel good films.
Because every Netflix and Amazon series is all behind dark mood thrillers.
Okay, very fantastic. Now okay, so Kumar, me and Chaitanya are going to just give our blessings. Deepika's already come in, so it's time for all of us to get out. Deepika, welcome back.
No, thank you so much, Sureshji. You can still continue. I was just enjoying the session, and I wish we didn't have something called as time. Time is one thing which cannot be stopped. And unfortunately and sadly that, the session is coming to an end, rather it's come to an end. I would like to thank you all on behalf of Skillablers team, that you all took time out from your schedules. Thank you, Sureshji.
Thank you.
Harita ma'am, Chaitanya ji, Vivek and Kumar sir. Thank you very much. It was great to have you all here. I'm sure our youth is inspired and they look forward to more of theatre and make their career out of it. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.